We saw the market bounce for a second day there, but overall, as we all know, it's been severely punished this year. Many stocks are still depressed. Which are your top stock picks? Where do you see the most opportunity for coming into the market at this stage and buying stocks on the cheap?
Yeah, well, we've got a couple of stocks we're looking at that look a bit cheap to us, even with factoring high interest rates. We're looking at companies like KPLC, KPLC are about to announce pretty soon, so same as Mumias Sugar, all-time, not all-time lows, but multi-year lows. So for both stocks, they look pretty attractive to us. We've set up probably a target price of about 22 shillings for KPLC, and for Mumias Sugar, 8 looks like a reasonable expectation for us.
What are your expectations for full year earnings for KPLC? As you say, those haven't been released yet.
Well, we expect around 2 shillings and 82 cents earnings per share, give or take perhaps maybe 10%, but thereabouts. So that'll put, even with conservative interest rate expectation, with conservative PE expectations, we think that 22 shillings should be a good target price. But that could, that could rise up depending on how the market perceives it. Could even go higher.
Let's take a look at the sugar industry in Kenya. Now, Kenya is asking COMESA to extend the agreement to keep taxing sugar imports, and that's in order to protect domestic imports. Kenya's sugar producers' production costs are more than double the rate of those in Swaziland, Malawi, and Zambia. Now, we know Mumias has been plagued by inefficiencies, and this stock has taken a severe punishing this year. It's down, 36% in the red, sitting at around 620 at this stage. You say there's still an investment case for the sugar producer. What is that based on?
Well, a couple of dynamics. Number one, we have got high oil prices that makes production of ethanol profitable. And starting next year, we expect to see Mumias start producing ethanol as well. They're already producing electricity that subsidizes, already diversifies their revenue streams, and also makes use of the waste they produce when producing sugarcane. The other issue is we know worldwide there's a sugar shortage, so we also know COMESA is largely a sugar deficit area, so there's ample markets even within Kenya and within COMESA and in the wider world markets. So for us, given of course that has been reflected in world sugar prices. So if taking all this into consideration, Mumias is still profitable, because if you look at the cost of production versus the world prices, they're still making a good margin over there. So we're not really worried.
So earnings can only really go up from here.
Yeah, they're well protected by the world sugar prices. So for us, that's not really a concern in the short term, perhaps even in the medium term.
Now, another stock that is down on the year 15% to 18 shillings and 10 cents at this stage is Centum. Many investors still like the story, the investment story around this private equity company. They like their diversification and their strategy. What do you like about Centum?
Centum, there are a couple of things I like about them. Number one, they're looking to move some of their the stocks in the private equity public. Still a rumor, but it is something that they've expressed an intention of. The issue is not if, but when. Of course, that liquidity event could boost some of their earnings, or actualize some of their value. Other thing is real estate. The real estate business looks interesting. I've got three developments we like, two of which I think they have embarked on. One in Kenya, one in Uganda. The bigger one actually is in Uganda, which is probably a better real estate market at this point because of the the level of development, number one, and number two, even given the target for that the two particular developments, which is really in the upper segment, makes everything more interesting, because the demand is not drawn from the local market, but it's a much bigger market.
The question, though, is with the market volatility that we're seeing and still continued uncertainty and issues specific to Kenya, with these three stocks, KPLC, Mumias Sugar and Centum, do you think the stock prices have hit rock bottom, or do you think there's still further to go down before it's time to get into these stocks?
Well, for KPLC and for Mumias, which look like multi-year lows, those probably, it's quite difficult. It's a bit difficult to say that they've hit rock bottom, especially with overnight blending rates at plus 12, plus 15%. But we know that's a temporary issue. It will blow over. So at this point, we will be comfortable buying into those. Centum a bit trickier, but even then, because you're buying it at the current prices that are below book value, still comfortable buying into it.